Hi, I'm Cosmo Easterly. We're using the Salon Tech Silicone 450 today. We flat ironed Leah's hair. We've talked to you about hot spots. What we're going to do now is we're going to come in and show you some cutting techniques. Leah, we've determined, is very soft. She has soft eyes, soft nose, and an angular lips. And what we're going to do, and this was her feminine side, masculine side. So what we've decided to do is we've decided to open this up a bit. So we had her flat iron it so she could actually style it like she styles it. We're styling it and flat ironing it, and we're letting Leah flat iron it so that when she comes in, that it's how she's done it, so that she will be able to reproduce the look, one of the things we always hear in the salon. What we're going to do is we're going to use our thumb only on our shears, always thumb only because this becomes your guideline. I'm going to slide and cut. I'm not slide cutting. I am moving the shears and cutting at the same time. We're going to be chasing the hair is what this technique is called. It's called chasing, because you're moving the shear and closing at the same time. You need to know where the bend point of the hair is before you start. Naturally, that's where the bend point is, whether straightened or curled. So what I'm going to do is I'm letting the hair fall like she's got it. We've got a little bit of motion. And because her hair, I want it to fall naturally, I'm slowly chasing the hair. You see this. The more dramatic of an angle this way, the deeper you cut. The less you cut like this. There's also chewing, and that's small motions, and you can see my thumb moving ever so slightly. Because Leah has very fine hair, you need to come in and learn these techniques on fine hair and blonde to make sure that there's no scissor marks. Blonde, fine, beautiful hair, you want to be able to have that like move. You want it to flow. And you can see what I'm doing is once I've got this motion down, that it's obviously not my first time doing it, but what happens is, as you can see that I've sculpted a little area out in her eye. So now I've created a nice open feel. The problem here is where it's been cut before is that the line is still square. We want hair to move, so you have to take the square line off. That square line was created by pulling it up and cutting. So you want to make sure that you allow that just to fall naturally, come in and work that line off lightly. This creates a lot of softness, a lot of movement. And now you can see how the line opens up. And that's by taking small amounts of hair. Okay, so you can see where we went in and we chased the hair, closing and cutting and worked our way. There's a bit of a hardness still in the bang, but I'm going to leave that and just so I have some more hair to play with as we continue to sculpt. Sculpting, you always want to do a little bit, walk away, look at it, come back, do a little bit, etc. Because the hair is picked up and cut up here in what we call the no-cut zone above the head, people pull hair up and cut it. What happens is this side has layer and movement, this side does not. And that's because of the part line. So when you look at people, one side of their head is always more layered than the other side, which drives me nuts. So what we do is we come in and we're doing the same kind of thing, but I'm chewing, so I create the motion and blend of layering on this hair. So by just that little bit we cut, you see that we've added a frame. Again, sculpting, you want to look, cut a little bit, and look. I'm now going to come in and continue doing a little bit at a time. Now, what we're doing is we're just changing this line. Now, I know zeros where the ear hits the head, so that's one of the reasons that I'm starting to put these pieces will come in. Once I come across my arc, I'm at 0. Once I come across my arc, I'm at 0. So that the balance of this, when she pulls her hair up or does something with it, is balanced always and always looks great on her face. I'm now going to come in and lightly break this up a little bit just so I get a real soft. Lightly come in, and again, you're not in a hurry to cut hair. You're trying to cut hair to make it fall and move and do different things. I now see where the line is still trying to be real square. I'm coming into the frontal crest, which is where the round is. I'm going to turn her so you can see this. Frontal crest is where that round is. I'm going to come across that at her bend point because I know where her hair bends, and I'm going to start in that bend point and take part of that off. So I eliminate the heaviness here. I want the length, otherwise I've lost it all right here. So again, in chasing, little bit. If I want, I can turn my scissors away and more up, so I'm taking less. If I go down, I'm taking more. So there's several different ways to use this. I always recommend play and start with your chasing technique and chase on a mannequin so you don't chase all your clients away. So we've created at 4 here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to lean her head forward. And this is where it actually gets to be really fun. You can see the lines coming in, you can see where they're at. And what you want to do is just come in and chase on the round of this. And I'm chewing, but I continue to move. So you see that I keep working this line in. And this just comes in and makes it really, softens all the edges up. I'm not trying to make the hair go somewhere. I'm not trying to make the hair do something it's not going to do. I'm trying to go with the hair and let it fall how it naturally falls. And this is really trendy now. Seeing a lot of clients come in with this and a lot of motion. And when we get done coloring this, we'll actually add to part of that. So this is fun, and you can see how that's changing all the way through. So we'll keep rolling the hair. Again, letting the hair fall. Coming in and chasing the ends of it. Move the head around, see what it does. Don't forget to monkey it. Don't forget to look at it. Don't forget to make sure the hair has versatility. Now you can see the motion and the lines coming in this. You can see where this is actually starting to get like more of those lines and textures because you're not cutting blunt. You're cutting so that it's more of a sculpture. All right, here we are, Leah. We finished. We went ahead and broken it up, done some chasing, some chewing, broke this up, made sure we didn't cut up here. And we just kind of framed it out just to make sure that it's nice and balanced. And it's more of a sculpture and a haircut. So how did that feel for you?
Amazing. It was great. I think it was wonderful. The best haircut by far I've ever had.
Great. So what we've done is we've explained to our client her balance points, her hot spots, her eyes, nose, and lips. So when we're talking to her now, she feels really good about it. We've also explained to her as we're cutting why we're cutting. We've shown her the difference between feminine and masculine. And now we went in and did a nice dry cut. She knows that she can easily go home and do this and reproduce it. Now it's time to do some color.